Let's see if we can cook up something wacky with the new card, Nexus Prince Shaffer. This card will allow us to endlessly get additional copies of the spell burst, but how are we going to easily abuse this card? Well, we have the good friend, a line cook here, to cook our way into a win condition where we can essentially get infinite spell bursts off of shuffling it back into the list, getting 2 copies, and then hopefully it keeps hitting the line cook, and then finally, after a long time in a game, hit a Leroy Jenkins to finish off our opponent with 1 big minion. Now, it is worth mentioning this is probably not the strongest version of a Shaffar deck that you can do in Standard right now, but it is one of the funniest, and I've really been wanting to use Line Cook for a while, which is why we're going to be showcasing it here today. Now, for the Mulligan guide of the deck, the most important card to keep is Shaffar. Outside of this, you're going to be looking for quality insurance if you do see him, or any other type of draw power cards. Early game removal tools such as Bladestorm are also incredibly good to keep. Same thing with Bellowing Flames, so you can get that Forge online quickly. Now with all being said, let's get some games. Okay, time for a game against Rogue. There's a few fun Rogue decks floating around right now. I had a game in the last video, well, not in the last video, almost made it into the last video, where I was facing another Hearthstone content creator, and they were playing like Amalgam and like Shaffar and such, which was a real fun idea. And I think people are trying to make like Shaffar Rogue working on, I think, Wild right now, and still really cool idea. I just wanted to put my own twist on Shaffar, you know? All right, let's just pass this down. I'm just going to Forge. I don't know what exactly they're playing. I know they have at least a mech in the list. They could also, again, be like the Amalgam list. Oh, I know exactly what we're facing against. Okay, so this is the new like Shuffle Rogue that I think Clark recently showcased on his channel. They're using Insidious and like Sonya and a bunch of other interesting cards together. Also, perfect hit there with the Rift there. Okay, there's Grifta. Now, in theory, if we get our HP above a certain point, they shouldn't be able to OTK us, which is good compared to like the more stereotypical list of like the Sonya Rogue list. It's also a really cool idea of a list. I just am not really interested in showcasing it. A little hint of like what we're going to be doing. We're going to be playing, the next video should be Spell Hunter with Stranglethorn Heart as like the main win condition, and then trying to get as many flushes as humanly possible off of that. And then if we lose that board, then we just repeat it the next turn with a tie pool, which is real fun. And then I'm thinking about doing either Will Warlock on Friday, or maybe like another Shaffar deck for like Druid instead, depending on how I'm feeling. We're going to try to, at least up to the last week, upload at least 3 decks a week. That last week before the set comes out, we might do 1 on like Halloween, and that's it. It depends on how I'm feeling. Though, I will say this, little insight. I think I'm going to try to do card reviews once a week, also on like Tuesdays. So look out for that, maybe. Or we could just do the one big card review at the end of the season. Let me know down below like which you would prefer to see. Is there a way for us to get rid of... If only that did 1 more damage, that would have been great. I don't want to leave that up. I think, actually, shuffling this into the list makes sense. Okay, there's Marin. Bridge Rift, and then we draw a minion. Oh, no, we don't. We just do 2 damage. Okay, that took me a while to see that, but yeah, that was probably the optimal play there. Okay, Mixologist. I guess we're a little bit worried if they get a bunch of direct damage, but there's not much else that would matter too much. Oh, I mean, I guess, sure, get rid of the Shaffar to minimize the damage taken. Okay, Gear Shift. I did not realize that this deck was running that card. Okay, that makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, we can get the Spell Burst on something. Perfect, actually. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, let's... Okay, Marin might be a weird choice too, but it does protect our face. That's the main reason why we're doing it like this. Oh, I forgot they had the Drake. That feels bad. We can hero power sanitize the board. I don't really like doing it, but it's better than the brawl. Gonna save the brawls for something bigger than 3 minions. There's Mixologist. The Sonya play is so much fun. I need to keep this as a mental note in case we get something revealed that would make something like this really, really fun to do. I just think right now, like, this is probably the most unique way that you can take this deck, and there's not much else you can do with that fact. Oh, I guess you could go down the route that Jiminator was trying out with Amalgam and Shaffar. That could be a fun, like, little list. Alright, let's see what survives. It doesn't really matter. If it's one of the 1/1s, we won't use Bladestorm, but if it is exactly that, we're going to use Bladestorm. Oh. Well, I mean, we didn't need all the AoE, but the shield block would have been nice for, like, draw power. I guess it would be Marin into Crown would be our play here. Oh, I never considered. Oh, those are all 1-cost cards. Oh, wait a second. I did something like that earlier. Oh, well, that was before, I think. I think that was before Perils came out. I'm like 80% sure that it was before Perils actually came out. All right, we got Line Cook here. Let's shuffle in the other Line Cook, and then we can use Bellying Flames, gets rid of each of them. If they steal the Line Cook, they steal the Line Cook. I don't really care too much about that. That Marin's getting huge, by the way. Actually, I guess it isn't as big as I thought it was. Oh. Wait, I'm trying to think of, like, when I did Tendril. That's actually another one of the decks that I've tried to make work. I guess the Tendril Rogue deck did decent when I uploaded it. Okay. This does clear out the board. The Bladestorm that we burned would have been really nice. Okay, okay. Come on. Get unlucky. Well, I mean, I still want to do Evolve DK. That's actually another list that I want to do. I keep hearing people being like, yeah, I've tried this in comments, and I'm like, that sounds cool, and then I just keep forgetting about it. Aramis, I think, is the person who keeps being like, I've tried to use I think it was the Location Giants in that list, and that sounds like a cool idea. We might take that idea and do something with it. Come on, please, please, please don't be Unkiliax. Really is Unkiliax right now. Can you please just go bye-bye? Ooh, quality insurance. This is definitely going to be quite of a quality game. Yeah, I think the reason why I know earlier, I think it's in this game. I was like the week before a set comes out, I usually don't upload anything, but I still kind of want to do something on one of those days just because Halloween is that day, and I really want to do like a Halloween themed deck, which probably means DK in some way with Headless Horseman. I'm sorry, it's probably not the most interesting deck in the world, but like it could be a fun little idea. All right, what are the chances Line Cook work or live? Come on, come on, come on! We never miss. Let's go that brawl. Okay, Leroy should be pretty big if we slam it down or slam down Marin. Okay, shield block. Oh, Shaffar is so funny, but I think Ysera is just the actual answer. Come on, hit Leroy. Just okay, okay, okay. Oh, out of all the 8-cost spells, why that one? Out of everything. Oh. Oh no. And we can't target Unkiliak with the bounce back. Oh, I think this is the only answer. I don't like it, but I think this is the only way we... Oh. No, quality insurance. Oh. Quality insurance in theory would be better, but like, I don't think we can live if we... Yeah, we have to do it in this order. This is just the safer way to do it. We're sitting at what? I did not want to see Marin right now. We're sitting at 17 damage on Leroy. If we can get one of the line cooks to hit Leroy, it would be game. As long as they don't have a way to heal themselves up more. Or put down big taunts. Okay, okay. That could still be bad because that is a lot of damage it could be, in theory. I'm actually really curious of why Pit Stop is in the... I guess just cheaper on killy axes. And more consistent access to them. Come on, hit. Not that, please. I'm just gonna... because we still have another one of these in the deck. Come on, hit Leroy. Oh! Okay, okay, okay. That's a little bit better. Armor up. We're gonna bounce one of these back. Just minimize the damage that we're going to be taking, probably. I know they still have the Yogg in hand, so that could still be bad. It actually, it depends. If they steal, even if they steal, that leaves one up. Perfect. Oh. The amount of times that they have gotten that spell this game is hilarious. Did they put themselves in lethal range? Let's go, let's go, let's go! Are we winning this? Come on, I just want to slam down Leroy for the photograph finish. Aww. Okay, time for a game against Priest. Let's see what they have in store for us. Priest actually is one of the classes that probably can make use of Renathal being in Standard the most. Oh, it is also worth mentioning, right now we're trying out Grom in this list, but I think eventually we might swap out Grom for Leroy, just because Leroy is a cheaper card, and you should be able to like jam other cards down on the same turn of Leroy compared to Grom, which is kind of depressing because I really wanted to use Grom, but it is what it is. All right, so they aren't doing 40 cards. We also probably should cut one of the line cooks. Oh, actually, never mind. We already did cut one of the line cooks. I forgot. Initial versions of the list, I had 2 line cooks. It turned out it was just a little bit cloggy. Sure, you're only really technically drawing 1 off of quality insurance, but you still get 2 cards, and you can always get 1 back into the list. This just felt a lot better, I would say. It lets you run a little bit more removal tools too, which is good. Okay, happy little whelps. Not making me very happy, I will say this. Alright, let's use both of these. Perfect adaptive amalgam. I also thought about maybe running Zola and Voon instead of like Marin. Well, actually not instead of Marin. Instead of the adaptive amalgam and maybe like 1 brawl or something. The reason why I ended up settling... Wow, that's interesting. Anyways, the reason why I ended up settling on not doing something like that is just because of the fact that, like, if we did, then we'd have to spend 3 mana or 6 mana looping every turn. But in theory, that gives you infinite spells. I actually might just leave as the top comment of this video of like, hey, by the way, try this out and it should be interesting. I don't know. Something idea that I've been like thinking about doing with it. Hey, oh, Shaffar himself. Hey, hey, hey. It's also worth mentioning I almost did a Shaffar priest list using like Pip as a way to get like additional copies of like Amalgam and such. Actually, a lot of the lists that I started with Shaffar were all Amalgam lists, and then I found out the spell burst does not infinitely go on if you trigger it, which it kind of sucks. So we ended up cutting the amalgam out of a lot of the lists, but like in this list, in theory, you could go infinite between a amalgam and a line cook. As long as you have the amalgam in the list, then you could shuffle back the line cook, and then you get another one, and then you can just keep the on with the cycle. If you had an easy way to give the amalgam rush, then I think that would be a little bit better. There is an argument maybe to be made that we could try to do something very similar to this in Hunter instead, which may or may not be a deck that we can try out in the future. I already had a fun Hunter list that was supposed to be, well, today's video. Well, originally it was supposed to be Friday's video, and then we got the set announced, and then we delayed it a bit. And then I delayed it again because I felt like a Shaffar deck would do probably better than the Hunter list. But there are really good replays in it, so I hope you all will still enjoy, even if it's a little bit out of date, you know. Okay, top deck Shaffar. Now, I don't remember if Shaffar technically spell burst, the minion has to survive, right? I'm pretty sure it has to survive, which sucks. At least sucks for us, I should say. Hey, never lose the brawls. You know, I have played Hearthstone for a long time, and I will say this. I have really good luck with Brawl. Like, weirdly insane amount of luck. However, if it's cards that also cast Brawl, it usually doesn't turn out as good. But, like, if it's just hard on Brawl, I'm pretty consistent at it, which is actually kind of cool. Okay, Amalgam back into the list. Sanitize. We can use Blades. Yeah, use Bladestorm, get the copy of Amanthul. Why not, right? Slam down Marin. Wand is probably the best option here, but Crown also is pretty good. But I'm just going to go with Wand. 90% of the time, it's always Wand. Crown is probably the second best option 90% of the time. And then, in theory, the last one isn't bad. Well, Cobalt is really the worst option. And kind of anti-synergistic with this deck, which kind of sucks. So they get another Amanthul. Another minion. Yeah, that makes sense. We can only get rid of 2 minions. The question is, do we get rid of the Amanthuls or do we get rid of the big taunts? I guess we could also see like what we get as a top deck. Anything good? We could also make a copy of like, which is actually kind of tempting just for the spell burst. Okay, that's actually even more tempting. Okay, let's... I don't know what I want to do here. Technically, the Amanthuls aren't like really big, or aren't a really big problem, but I still kind of want to get rid of them, and the triggering the spell burst isn't bad here. Can we... Oh, hey, line cook. 0 mana line cook is good. Actually, permanent 0 mana line cooks are pretty good. Then just perfect. Okay, we're back in it. Oh, well, the worst option here for them to grab is Ham, because that will hit Amalgam, or I guess the Cobalt. Yep, of course the Amalgam. I didn't technically need it, but it's still pretty nice, or would have been nice. Ooh, is there a way? Well, this gets rid of both of the minions, but gives us another Ham, and there's not really a minion left in the deck that I care about. So we can just use this to grab, yeah, everything else out of the list. And it isn't like they're going to be able to nom on anything. Perfect. You know, the thing that would be really, really good for us to hit would be a good old Zorami. Speaking of Zorami, I haven't done something with him in quite a bit. Like, OTK Miracle Priest is something that I keep wanting to go back to, but there's just so many other ideas that I could easily do instead. Ooh, a 14-15 is going to be a little bit annoying to deal with. Okay, so... shield block, 15. Oh, Crown's nice. Maybe not right now, but Crown is definitely nice. Oh, I forgot we hit... Okay, yeah. Yeah, I completely forgot we had hit that with the spell burst. Just gonna slam this down so it's out of our hand. We actually probably should have shuffled it into the deck so we'd get infinite 0 cost, but it is what it is. Gorgonzola, still need to do a deck center around him. I'm thinking a Shaffar Dragon Druid list would be fun for maybe like Friday. I still want to do Wheel Warlock at some point too, because I do think that is a fun like little counter. All right, please hit. Okay, good. Shuffle these into the deck. Actually, probably didn't need to shuffle them both, but it is what it is. Now, do we want to just draw cards to see what we get? A full hand. Okay, well, that is probably the worst option. That could have been. I was really hoping for like an entire board full of, or handful of cooks. Zarami. Actually, we have 50 HP. We're still fine. We're fine. This is definitely a hand, though, that I wouldn't mind golden kobolding. Though we do have the brawl in hand. Alright, can we win the brawl? Come on. We actually probably should have attacked first. That's my bad. Ooh, we did not for once. Oh, I will take a 7/7 that will instantly win us the game. Oh, I will take that in a heartbeat. Okay. Okay, that's bad. We're running out of resources to deal with this shit. Unless... Okay, line cook. I think this this minimizes more damage than anything else. Because that would have been 8 damage. How? Why? There's only like 5 cards left in your deck. There's... Draws nothing. That feels good, man. Okay. They'll all go face. Come on, we need a brawl. Brawl would be really, really nice. I guess we could just slam down line cook too. Oh, I guess we'll just get another line cook. Why not? Alright, let's see what we can buff up here. Yeah, we might as well put it back in the deck. Armor up. I don't want the second one of those. Okay, line cook grabs us 2. Okay, how do we want to do this? I think we get rid of the biggest minions. I then get rid of this just to get rid of it. Also, Lab Patron. I know I already did something with Lab Patron, but I love the card. I have a soft spot for any patron card. I won't lie. Grim is probably, or still my favorite warrior deck of all time, but, you know, sometimes they come up with really fun ideas. Okay. I don't really want to use the Cobalt here, but like we kind of have to, don't we? Well, actually we'll see how much we can buff stuff up first. Okay. As long as you don't hit the Cobalt, we're good. It sucks that the line no, I mean, we're out of cards. But hang on. Oh, yeah, I think we're going to try to get the Cobalt as big as possible. And then it's just all going to hit Grom instead. Okay, well. Okay, they're all on their last drink. It looks like it's going to be, the last goal of the night. Behold, the golden Cobalt. Oh, let's go. Wish we had a spell still, but... And just armor up, make sure we don't die. And bye-bye. There goes the rest of your deck. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, I played 20 games with the deck, ended up with a 40% win rate. which actually is around where I originally expected the list to be. I tried out quite a few different variants of a similar warrior list before Shaffar got revealed, and this version of the list felt more consistent than all of those combined. The one thing I will mention here, though, is Marin did feel a little bit awkward within this list to use, because sometimes you would get the golden cobalt in your hand and then it would just ruin your day, because you'd either have to play it for the spell burst or just sit on a humongous golden cobalt in your hand for a long period of time. Overall, though, I will say this: if you're looking for a deck to use Line Cook in, this is a great one to try out, especially if you're a fan of these weird, wacky combos to hold you over until the Great Dark Beyond comes out. Now, like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.